what might I do right now to capture and help us remember lessons we are learning during the acute crisis of COVID-19 that will translate to the long-term crisis of climate change? And I guess the context to go with that question is I am in a role at the university where I'm trying to figure out how to advance sustainability on campus and out into the community. And I keep seeing these parallels. I guess the comparison I might make is the boiling frog analogy, where it feels like COVID-19 is we dropped the frog in the boiling water, and climate change is the frog is in the water and we're slowly warming it. And that I'd like to help our communities see more parallels and be reflective about what are the things that we're engaging in now that might translate beyond when we're dealing with this acute crisis.
So have you seen anyone have successful ideas for how to do this yet? Or have you seen people writing about this out in the world?
Yeah, there's quite a bit that's being published on it, but I think lots of folks are still trying to figure it out. You know, I think there's a bit of tension between what's appropriate to engage in right now when there's serious suffering, and I want to be thoughtful about that as I engage in this process.
What are some other hurdles that you're seeing that could come up now or in the future?
We haven't addressed the climate change challenge to this point, and there's a reason why. And so I guess I'm fearful that while we may be engaging in these practices right now, like not commuting to work, for example, because we can't, that maybe are making us actually feel better or be more productive, and how quickly we might forget those things is a fear or a barrier that I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share more about ideas that you have at this point for how to transfer people's minds from COVID-19 to thinking about climate change, particularly at Western and in Bellingham?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of things that are on my mind. One, I am working with a group of students as part of a class project where the students are working to capture, like, okay, like how many cars are actually parked at Western, and like what are our purchasing patterns at Western right now, and what's the energy use in buildings around campus. So I think with that idea of like, how do we tell the story of what's happening right now so that we actually have a real picture of what's happening in ways that might connect to climate change. I mean, I think I'm really excited about the storytelling, some of which I'm seeing like in the daily CE Fellows prompting questions. I think that's one way that you all are capturing like where are people at in these various moments. And so I'm curious about something like that might translate.
What is your short-term goal for this, and then maybe more of a 5-year goal? So maybe right as we emerge out of COVID, and then the longer 5-year goal. Do you see those being different, and how so?
That's a great question. I think the 5-year goal is easier. You know, I think I'd love to glean lessons or insights about how we might behave differently in ways that inform kind of big picture goals. So that feels kind of like the 5-year, like how is this serving as a backup, be reflective, translate and set goals process. In terms of the immediate, you know, I think there might be things like, okay, one recommendation is like, let's push the university to change policy on working from home 1 day a week or something like that.
Lindsey, is there anything else you want to share before we let people weigh in on this great question?
No, that feels good.
Okay, thanks so much. It's such a great thing for everyone to think about.
Thank you, Lindsey. That's a great question. I'm excited to dig into it.
Awesome.